Hey, it's the author, it's Mr. Kent Brindley. This is Ask the Author Friday. I'm your host. I'm Kent Brindley, South Haven Ram, Grand Valley State Laker, South Haven resident, fiction writer, and NaNoWriMo word slayer. Let's get after some questions. First question being, what is Ask the Author Friday? As a fiction author, I like to use as an aspiring fiction author, I like to use Ask the Author Friday as my opportunity for a fireside chat with you guys, the fans. Here we go. Here's some questions. What is in a name? What is a name? What is in a name? Excuse me. A name is someone's unique identifier. If you know someone by their name, you should try to use it at least once in a while. If you forget someone's name, there is no shame in asking. If someone prefers to go by a nickname, then you honor that and respect that. If there is a certain nickname that someone does not prefer, you certainly try to respect that to the best of your abilities. Yeah, a person's name is pretty sacred. It's what makes a person an individual. Not just another face. I think maybe I'm reading too much into this name thing. All right. Role playing. What role do you usually play in your own works? Let's be honest. As an author, I do shoehorn myself into my works once in a while, especially into like works of general fiction. I mean, I'm not a heroic knight. I'm not a superhero. If I were a sci-fi character, I would never be the robot. But my works of general fiction here on Earth, based on Earth, especially like the stories of especially the stories about growth and coming of age. There you go, the coming of age stories I will work myself into sometimes. Usually, most often, as for instance, sorry, Tigra. For instance, the good friend to all and kind of the lovable, often misunderstood goof, only pursuing the heart of a beautiful woman. Again, lovable, misunderstood goof, normally almost always pursuing the heart of his beautiful lady friend. Yeah. So yeah, that would be me when I shoehorn myself into my own works. And the good news is in my works, the guy not only deserves the girl's heart, but he gets the girl. Never easily, but he does get the girl. If not a writer, what would you be? If not a writer, what would I be? I could see myself as doing like voiceovers or stand-up comic, mostly an impressionist, mostly by doing impressions. Impressionist means something else altogether. That's for painting. Yeah. I could see myself like doing voiceover work or doing impressions on stage for laughs. Something, something, something by day, writer by night. What am I doing when I'm not writing? Hospitality industry. I still have my job with Wellness Center, cleaning locker rooms, and I'm not only working at Black River Tavern now as a table busser. I picked up a couple of shifts a week at Brew Pub as a table busser. Hospitality industry. Between a couple of gyms and a couple of restaurants. Between a gym and a couple of restaurants. Yeah. Okay. What character in fiction do you most identify with? What character in fiction do I most identify with? Having only seen the Lord of the Rings movies, I think Samwise Gamgee. Sam was such a good friend to Frodo, following him until the very end of his quest. And he was the type of person who no one was ever going to write ballads about, and he knew that. Samwise Gamgee was very self-aware that the hero's journey belonged to Frodo. He was right there with him all the way as a supporting character. He was a good guy, that Sam. Name. How do you name your characters? How do I name my characters? If it's science fiction or fantasy or something, then I can just come up with some of the most crazy random names and try to remember what they are. Because in science fiction and fantasy, there's a lot of world building. There are a lot of characters running around. Especially in superhero fiction, I'm not only keeping track of the hero and villain names, but their real names as well. And I've made that mistake before. The first time I published, when I published the first edition of Justice. One of the problems with Justice's first edition is that I very clearly forgot one of the third tier villains' birth names. I corrected it in the second edition. I corrected a couple more things as well, and I even added a couple of, even added a blurb at the end of Justices. Here. Second edition, I'm not going to try to. Yeah, it's buried under too much stuff. I'm not going to try that. Yeah. Okay. I thought I put the figure of Tigra the Invisible through a lot by digging around for my books. I'm not about to try to pull. Hang on. To pull just the second edition out from under that. No way. All right. Now. Well, all this talk about Earth-based general fiction and coming-of-age stories from before. So, when are you going to write your big epic masterpiece about the assorted Karens, Richards, and trials and tribulations of working at Lee restaurant. The full name of one of the restaurants I work at fits kind of where I just said that. First of all, that book was called Raider Rant. The movie was called Waiting, and it's been done. Do I have some crazy Karen encounters up in here? Yes. Do I have some crazy stories and interactions with my own co-workers? Yeah. Do I have some scenes swimming around in here where I honestly thought I was gallantly and valiantly protecting my co-workers who are not only fellow adults, but who have been in the industry for far longer than I have? Yes. I may put something into my next National Novel Writing Month, National Novel Writing Month project. I may or may not put one of my characters into the hospitality and tourism industry. Among his other struggles of trying to fit in and trying to come of age. This has been Ask the Author Friday. I'm still your host. My name is Kent Brindley. If you have any questions for future weeks, feel free to hit the comment section and let me know. I'll try to get around to the questions in future weeks. If you enjoy this content, feel free to subscribe. Always greatly appreciated. Peace, love. I'm the author.